Hi, and welcome back to another episode of No Ordinary Woman, where we recognize and celebrate women of all ages and all stages. Today is Subject Matter Expert Day. We've got some health and wellbeing tips that we're going to introduce into the show. And today I have the lovely Natalie McCann, who is a sleep coach. Now, I need one of those at the moment. Hi, Natalie.
Good afternoon, Fiona. Thanks so much for having me.
You are most welcome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I know a lot of women at different ages and different stages of this life have had problems with sleep, and Natalie's come on to share some of the biggest contributing factors to a bad night's sleep and her 5 top tips to getting a good night's sleep. So I personally am very excited about hearing some of these. Natalie, if we can first start just with some of the things that you have found in your profession that impact a good night's sleep?
Definitely. Look, there's probably 4 main ones, Fiona, that people will be able to relate to. And the first one really is stress. And I know it sounds really obvious, but stress and your ability to switch off, that's really what it all comes down to. And it's much easier said than done. So certainly after a busy day, either with children or at work or even just doing your day-to-day jobs, life is really busy. And as we go through our experiences, it compounds. And so sometimes it's really difficult to switch off. Also, our busy lifestyles are really contributing to this. We're taking to sport. I was talking to someone the other day that said they were taking their son down to Geelong for a 9:45 basketball game on a Tuesday. So our lifestyles are really contributing to busyness.
Yeah.
And it's really difficult to switch off after something like that. So that's definitely the first thing would be stress and your ability to switch off.
Yep.
The second one I would say would be to look at your nutrition. So really have an objective look at your nutrition and just be really honest with yourself about, in particular, the big heavy hitters are caffeine and also sugar. So these, again, seem quite obvious, but people are skipping over that. Times they don't want to do it. That changing your habits and your nutrition is not easy. It's quite difficult, and so people tend to skip over that, or they say I'm just having a coffee in the mornings, when really sometimes it creeps in after lunch, or we're having a bit of a sugary snack after dinner. I would probably say nutrition. Is a really good one to start with as well. The next one would be lifestyle. So probably more applicable for the younger generation is to have a look at their lifestyle in terms of, are they going out on a Friday and Saturday night and going to bed at 3 in the morning and then sleeping through till maybe 11 o'clock in the morning? And so their routines are all out of whack, and certainly doesn't help. As we get older, we have children, this kind of gets taken care of for us. So our babies will wake us up in the mornings. Then as you get older, that party lifestyle obviously peters out a little bit more.
Maybe
not, but it seems to be easier to have a regular bedtime and wake up. Okay. So just keeping an eye on your routines or going to bed times and your wake up times, trying to make them the same throughout the 7 days.
I know, like, because we do go through these different ages and stages, I mean, this is a really perfect example of the different ages and stages, but stress, it really is sometimes hard to switch off your brain at night when you do have a really busy, or if you're going through something extraordinary in your life. What can you do to help? Oh, that comes with the tips later on. Okay, wait, I'm going to pause on that because she's going to that. So, and I find, like, and here's where I'm just going to introduce the extra later stage of menopause, where I'm finding it hard. Is that maybe something to do with all of the above, or?
Yeah, look, the fourth one was hormones and age. So do change as we get older. We don't necessarily need more sleep, but sometimes it's harder for us to get to sleep. So our deep sleep and our REM sleep will certainly change. It's also the composition of the sleep that we're getting that's different.
Right.
you're still managing, 7 hours sleep at night, you might still wake up feeling a bit tired because the composition of that sleep is now changing to what it used to be when you're 20 or 30 or even 40.
Yeah.
So it does have an impact, absolutely. But the stress hormone, I would say, would probably trump that, and we need to bring our cortisol levels down. And really, if you think about how quickly we can go from 0 to 100 after a stressful event, people are quite skilled at that. But going from 100 back down to 0, not say that we can do that very skillfully and quickly.
Yeah, right. And I guess, they can all impact each other, because I guess the stress of going through menopause, or the stress of being really busy, or the stress of not getting good night's sleep, so they can all have a bit of an impact on each other, right?
100%.
Yeah. Well, there's so many. I mean, I could sit here and talk to you all day about this, because I really need some help in this area. But so say if these are our biggest triggers, or the biggest things that get in the way of a good night's sleep, what are your top tips, the things that we can do and easily implement to help us out, help ourselves?
Well, I think there's certainly a lot, but I'll try and narrow it down to just 5. I think certainly post-COVID, we have been, certainly in Melbourne anyway, I'm in Melbourne, we spend a lot of time in Netflix and screens and connecting with people over the internet, but really screens do have an impact.
Yeah.
And what that does is really inhibits our melatonin production. So that is a precursor hormone to sleep.
Yes.
So it actually does make a difference. If we can turn our screens off at between 8:30 and 9, the earlier the better, and really get back to those old traditional activities of the evening, which is, maybe phoning a friend, or playing a game, or just having a conversation, debriefing with your partner or friend about your day, and processing the day then, not processing the day when we switch the light off at night.
Yes.
I think that's really important.
Can I just ask, how long before, what time frame, like an hour or 2 hours? What's the best time frame for that?
I would say at least 2 hours before.
At least 2 hours.
Yeah. So switch your screens off. Really try and break the cycle. If this is happening on a nightly routine, try and break the cycle. So just do something a bit different. Read a book, do a puzzle. I don't want to say puzzles for all you Melburnians, because we got a bit puzzled out last year, I think. Yeah, but there's plenty of things that we can do in the evenings. Read a book. At the moment, I've seen that there's a challenge going on. It's called 75 Hard, I think, and people have to read 10 pages of a novel every day. So I thought that's quite a good challenge, because, you get to this age, or, some people, and we forget about novels. We think we've got to read work manuals or articles and all these to help our career. And, actually we don't. We can, give ourselves permission to switch off and spend your evenings in an enjoyable way.
That is so true. That just really triggered something for me. I don't know the last time I read a book that wasn't for the purpose of learning something. Wow,
exactly.
Good one.
All right. I feel like under pressure, because, we want to succeed and we want to do the best we can. So we feel like we've always got to be on the top of our game. And, one way to do that is, all this extra reading. But we can give ourselves permission to switch off, enjoy our evenings. This is what our days are for. Our days are for working and, getting on top of those things. Yeah. Our evenings, we need to give ourselves permission to switch off and have fun.
Read for entertainment. There's a novel idea. I'm going to give myself a little challenge. Thank you. What's 100%. The next one?
So definitely creating a relaxing bedtime routine. So this is what I was speaking about earlier in terms of breaking the cycle. Turn the Netflix off, disable your account if you have to, maybe have a bath, have a nice cup of sort of sleepy tea instead of alcohol. That's definitely another key. And just dimming the lights after dinner, I quite like doing that. And that's working with your natural circadian rhythms. Yeah. Not supposed to have all this artificial light into the evenings, because that is impacting on our sleep-wake cycles. Yeah. So just preparing the evening after dinner, make it really clear signals to yourself. The day is over. You can even say that to yourself. My working day is over now. Dim the lights, put the kettle on, do all these things that really are relaxing for you, not necessarily relaxing for your kids or your husband, or but relaxing for you.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. All right, good. I'm taking notes here, by the way. I'm
Good.
going to try these things.
So the next one would probably be back to nutrition. So really look at what you're eating in the afternoons and dinner in particular. Obviously your sugar and caffeine again. Try and cut out the desserts and try and have a light dinner in the evening. So if you're having really heavy meals and then a dessert, it's a lot of work for your digestion to be doing, and that will take up about 30% of your energy is just in digestion.
Wow.
And have a lighter dinner earlier, that will impact on your sleep at night as well.
Yeah, I must admit, I do notice that if I've had, like if we've been out and there's been a lot of food and then particularly a lot of sweets, I don't have as good and of course throw alcohol onto that. I don't not have as good a night's sleep. Yeah, so I would agree with that. Yeah,
super rich food as well. My tummy just takes a long time to digest it, and I lie there and I just
it's working too hard.
It's working too hard. That's right. So we need to set ourselves up for success and give ourselves the best chance.
Yeah.
And doing those things, and it's all right to do that every now and then, go out for a special occasion. Yeah. But in the week, really be conscious of your eating dinner in the afternoon and then in the evenings as well.
Yeah. Do yourself a favor. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So I think the last ones I would say would be no tech in the bedroom. So this is a big one. I think some of us got into some habits as well.
Yeah.
And everything's available to us all the time now. So if you have had a busy day and evening and you get into bed with your iPad and you're like, I'll just check the news. This is like a trigger, you know?
Yeah.
And you start worrying about the COVID vaccine. You start worrying about, the state of affairs of the world, or even if you're not, some of it is a bit subconscious as well. So I would say definitely no tech in the bedrooms. Try not to sleep with your phone.
Yeah.
Grab an old-fashioned alarm clock that you actually have to switch off.
Those ones that go flip and then they go in the morning.
Oh, they're horrible. But at the same time, there's a few reasons why I say that. And the first is obviously the distraction. So all your, dinging that comes through the night and the emails and all of that.
Yeah.
But also, secondly, it's the electromagnetic field as well. You want to keep your head away from that phone as much as possible.
So I have one right by my head on the thing. I'm not going to do that now.
Yeah, maybe leave it in the kitchen. That's why we've sort of got a family agreement here. We leave all of our phones in the kitchens to charge and gets it away from your head, but also the distractions are gone. And if you really have to, if you really don't have a mobile, an old-fashioned alarm clock, then pop it onto Do Not Disturb and aeroplane mode. So a little nighttime icon, and that just prevents any messages and distractions coming through overnight.
Wow, that is a lot of food for thought, and it's a sort of thing you don't really even think of, but it makes complete sense when you say it. The other thing that I think it would be good about not leaving your phone by your bed is so that you're not tempted to pick it up and start looking and become reactive first thing in the morning as well. And then
there's a lot of reasons. I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. That sounds like a lot of habit change. Is it okay to just address one thing at a time and build your way up to it? Would you recommend?
Of course, it's all a work in progress, Fiona, and it's like we've spent a lifetime building up to these habits, so it's not going to be easy to take them away straight away.
Yeah.
So, let's just be gentle on ourselves. Let's just do one at a time and see if you make any, if you can notice the changes.
Yeah.
And all of those changes will make it different collectively, but even one at a time, taking out sugar after dinner, taking out alcohol, reducing your alcohol, all these things, you really will notice the difference.
Yeah, I will admit that I have noticed the sleep changes. The sleep is better during those times where I haven't overindulged in the evenings and if I haven't had afternoon coffee. So coffee is okay to have in the mornings though. Does that impact us much in the afternoons and evenings? Or
look, everybody's really different. I would definitely say before midday. Before midday. Keep it in the morning, but some people can't tolerate any caffeine. So if you're really struggling with sleep, I know it's painful to quit coffee, get the headaches and everything like that, but really reduce it to mornings only. And if you still can't sleep after that, maybe try a few days. I know that you get the headaches and it's but it might just be the thing. And a lot of people can't tolerate caffeine. We just don't hear about those people.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly worth giving it a go. And now if you're watching at home and you are, constantly tired and complaining because you haven't had a good night's sleep, do yourself a favor. I know I sound like Molly Meldrum promoting a record right now, but it's just something that you have the power to change for yourself. It's not something that's, environmental or situational. You have the power over changing it. So make the effort to, even like Natalie said, is cut out a couple of things one at a time, and just give yourself the body of the gift. Give your body the gift of health. I know when I'm coaching people myself, is saying, don't look at it as giving something up. Use language around giving myself the gift of sleep, giving myself the gift of health. I'm not giving up coffee or giving up drinking or giving up anything. I'm giving myself a better night's sleep. So the language around it, I believe, is really important as well.
I love that. That's really good.
Yeah, it just changes your brain's perspective, because your brain goes, no, don't change anything. No, I'm giving myself something because it feels better to give. But I love what Natalie said there around being kind and gentle to yourself, and just, try a little bit harder every day. But but now Natalie is a professional sleep coach. I'm going to leave her link to her website below. If you are interested in finding out more about sleep health, you please feel free to reach out to her, and she'll be more than happy to share a bit more about it. But I am definitely going to try some of those things, Natalie. I can't say I'm going to give up alcohol, but I mean, I'll cut down and maybe just have one. No, I don't really drink that much.
I was going to say maybe just during the week, and then have your Friday night happy hour and still enjoy your life and your weekends. And it's just small steps every day. You don't have to go from, all of this to nothing. You can just take these small steps, and that does make a difference.
Yeah, I love that. I'm definitely going to get that phone away from my head at night time now and put it in another room. That's going to be immediately implemented, and switching off the tech and the TV, because we have it on and we fall asleep with it. So yeah, I'm going to do that as well. So thank you so much for joining us today, Natalie. I hope you all found that helpful. Natalie, you're happy for anyone to contact you, aren't you?
100%. Yep.
And
your listeners.
Thank you so much. And we wish you all a good night's sleep tonight, to throw some of those things in there. And we will see you all next time for another episode of No Ordinary Woman. Bye for now.
Thank you.